Holly has said 2 years ago, and I have not forgotten, kind of has a droopy diaper butt back end. It is a very interesting, very bold design choice, the way the back end of this vehicle is shaped out. Hey gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey, and this is a 2025 Mazda 3 hatchback, a vehicle we tested in this exact same spec 2 years ago. And back then I said this was a supreme value to the Audi A3. Do I still believe that after minimal changes over 2 years of life, while Audi is constantly upgrading their lineup? Is this getting too old for the modern market? Is this sub $40,000 semi-hot hatch still a great value versus the German automakers, or should you start looking elsewhere? First things first, I do want to thank Mazda for yet again bringing us another Mazda 3 hatchback. I loved this one 2 years ago. The only lament I really had back then was the white paint versus Mazda's oh so beautiful Soul Red Crystal that we've tested multiple other times. In fact, the first time I ever sampled this platform was in Soul Red Crystal, and I think the style absolutely lends itself to that color. It's a travesty that we have a white one here for you today. Other than that, I do absolutely love this vehicle. I love being able to test it again here 2 years and $2,000 later. Yes, the price has increased $2,000, and that really is the only major difference that you will see. The design is the same, the interior packaging is the same, the engine is the same. So what we get under the hood here is Mazda's 2.5 liter Skyactiv-G turbocharged engine, making 250 horsepower, 320 pound-feet of torque if you use premium fuel. The numbers are just slightly less than that if you use regular fuel, and I have it on good suspicion this was delivered to me on regular fuel. But this is absolutely a potent powertrain, made it to an automatic transmission and sending power to all four wheels, though this is a front wheel drive based platform. I really like all of that, but we will get into that further as we are behind the wheel. Just suffice it to say, this is still a fun powertrain 2 years later without any major upgrades. The design of this vehicle is still a win for me. I do like the white and the black, this premium plus trim, this top trim gets all the dark accents here. It really is, as I mentioned earlier, a semi-hot hatch. Yes, a hot hatch would have potentially over 300 horsepower, but we do have over 300 pound-feet of torque, so that is something to consider here. But yes, the white, the pearl white, and the black accents really do work quite well, give it kind of a sinister Stormtrooper-esque look. And as I just finished up season 2 of Andor, yeah, Stormtroopers have a little bit more of a menacing personality now having seen that story. As we pan across the front here, you can take a look at the pulsing heartbeat that is illuminated with those turn signals. That is what I've been told by Mazda officials. That is their pulsing heartbeat, the way those turn signals flash like that and they fade in and fade out. We do have all LED lighting up front, which is a very nice premium look. Coming in closer to wheels and tires, again, the black accents on our pearl white trim really give this one a sinister look. We have our black 18-inch wheels here, wrapped in Bridgestone Turanza tires. Not my favorite tire of the bunch, but we will talk more about how these handle when we get them out on the road. These are 215/45 R 18-inch Bridgestone Turanza tires wrapped around these black wheels. In addition to the black front splitter, the black grille, the black wheels, we also get the black mirror caps. And as we pull around to the profile of this, you either love it or hate it. Again, I think it works better in Soul Red Crystal. Holly has said 2 years ago, and I have not forgotten, kind of has a droopy diaper butt back end. It is a very interesting, very bold design choice, the way the back end of this vehicle is shaped out. The other vehicle that rides on this platform that we have tested in Soul Red Crystal very recently is the Mazda 3 sedan. Little less controversial styling behind the back door on that one, but the hatch is absolutely the way I would go. I guess you could also consider the CX-30 SUV a member of this family of vehicles because it is essentially a taller version of this exact same vehicle with a little bit more conservative styling down the side. As we come back to the back, you can see we get those pulsing heartbeat turn signals flashing there. I've got them on hazard lights here, full LED lighting back in the back. We get that black lower bumper there, the black wing over the rear window. It's just a very clean, very minimalistic, not over-styled look. We get chrome Mazda 3 and all-wheel drive badges, as well as that Skyactiv-G and the turbo badge, letting everyone know, if they couldn't tell from the exhaust tips and all the black accents and the splitter and the wing, that you've got the go fast version of the Mazda 3. This would be an interesting time to tell you that the official name of this vehicle is a Mazda 3. It's not a 3, it's a Mazda 3. Just thought I'd throw that in there. But behind the Mazda badge here on the tailgate, you do have the electronic release for the manually opening rear hatch. Yes, we do not have a power hatch, which is not very common to have a power hatch on a car, a wagon, a hatch. So not too out of place here, but again, if you got the CX-30 that is considered an SUV, that is a convenience feature that you are offered there. We do get some decent amount of space back here, very deep well that actually goes down deeper than the side of the vehicle here. You can see just how deep this is. And then we do have some underfloor storage, but that's where our Bose sound system subwoofer and our temporary use only spare tire do reside, with all the necessary tools to replace that. You can see we do have a 60/40 split bench rear seat, though to fold that down you had to go around to the side of the vehicle. I'll show you that here momentarily. And we do have top tethers across the entire back of the vehicle. Hard parcel shelf back here, again, not my favorite, just kind of lends itself to being considered, in my opinion, a little on a cheap side. And then yes, you do have to pull that hatch down yourself. No power operation back here. Before we climb in this one, I do want to lament the key a little bit. It is your typical Mazda key. It is a good size, but it does not feel that premium. It definitely feels outdated in the modern market. I just wish the materials would improve a little bit here. I had a friend that had a CX-9, a now discontinued vehicle, same key. And every time he dropped it, which happened frequently, both the front and back covers popped off. All the buttons are here on the side. We don't get remote start from the key fob, but again, I have that on good authority from prior owners that you do get that through the app. We don't get to test the app. We only get to test the keys here. This is a proximity key, so you can keep that SIM key in your pocket, in your purse, wherever you keep your key. And the way the vehicle is currently configured, it locks when you walk far enough away from it, but it is a passive entry. You just grab the door handle here and pull to open. If you want to lock it, you can push that button right there, or like I said, just walk away. That feature is not on all four doors, so if the back doors are locked, well, the back doors are locked. But when you do open it up, we have the red interior. It is not a gaudy red. It's kind of more of a Merlot red, which gives it a sporty feel on the inside without just being garish. I like how there are subtle calls to it all throughout the vehicle, including here on the door. We have that silver Bose speaker cover, the chrome accent leading into the door handle, and then we have some gloss black, which I don't love. I can already see fingerprints and scratches, and this vehicle does not even have 5,000 miles on it yet. But that would be a limit of the interior design, the use of gloss black. But we do get some storage there, storage down there, multi-way adjustable seat with lumbar, and then again, the Merlot red seats here. They are heated and they are not ventilated. Again, you had to go to a different Mazda vehicle to get ventilated seats, only heated seats here. But as we climb in and close the door, you're very aware that you are in a car. It is a low seating position, but we'll go ahead and put our foot on the brake and fire up that 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. And then we get the Mazda chimes, very much wanting me to buckle up my seatbelt. I have a full interview with the head of Mazda Safety, where we talk about things such as that. Speaking of Mazda Safety, there are some really cool features that I do like, including the head-up display that tells you a lot of pertinent information. Very easy to read up there. We get a digital center screen here, flanked by tactile analog gauges that I like a lot. You can hit the info button here on the steering wheel to change what is displayed on the screen in the middle, but I like this faux analog digital version of the speedometer right there in the middle. It really is the best look. Typical Mazda steering wheel, you've got your adaptive cruise control functions, your stereo functions, things like that. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. Same with the infotainment. We do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but I'm currently filming on my phone, and I choose not to show that off until I'm using my GoPros later when we're driving, so I'll talk about that later. But it is all controlled through the command knob. Here, though, we are parked right now. Yep, not gonna get touch controls right yet. It says yet to hit menu. Let's see, still no touch controls. But again, we'll talk about CarPlay here in just a moment. I do like the red padded dashboard here, the soft touch rubber right here. It's a nice design overall, but again, it's feeling a little bit dated. Nothing has really changed in here in over 2 years, but 2 years was the last time we sampled this platform. Dual zone automatic climate control, I do like that. Heated steering wheel, heated seats. Again, no ventilated seats here on this model. Moving down, we have a Qi wireless charger behind our cup holders. So if you have 2 drinks and you want to be charging a phone, well, I'm sorry, that all isn't going to work quite well for you, but I guess out of sight, out of mind. Then you've got your mechanical connection to your automatic transmission. You can see when you put it in reverse, you do have 360 cameras, which I like. You can also trigger those cameras from some buttons over here. Mazda is taking from Toyota's playbook, and we get 2-tiered buttons right here. All of our traction and parking and safety controls here, and then our 2-person memory seat controls here. But go ahead and hit that button. You can see we do get a decent view from those 360 cameras. Moving down even further, more gloss black, more scratches, more fingerprints, more dust. It is not entirely just gloss black. You can see there's like a hidden texture to it, but I'm sorry, it doesn't age. It does not wear well. It shows scuff marks very easily. Like, again, this car does not even have 5,000 miles on it. So this is going to show age more than anything else. I guess the easiest way to fix this, there's probably some aftermarket decals you can completely wrap this with, and I would recommend that. Electronic parking brake, electronic park hold button, command knob for the infotainment screen, volume and tuning knob right here, a little mini joystick, and then all your quick access buttons. I do like having these quick access buttons right here, and you can see still not touchscreen, but we will be doing CarPlay here momentarily. Have not even paired my device as of yet. Back here we get a slide, then tilt to open center console. You can see that's where our USB-C cords are, and a little bit of storage, but very interesting how it slides back before it opens, so you have to do that in order to get it open. Additional storage comes from a very damped glove box right here. You can see a decent amount of space for this small vehicle here. Up here we get some sunglass storage, we get some light controls, and then we get our sunroof controls. We do have just your traditional sized sunroof here with a manual shade. I actually prefer the simplicity of that, and you can see me here at 5'10". I am sitting all the way down, plenty of headroom, but let's check out and see how much space there is behind me at 5'10" in that rear seat. Approaching the rear doors, again, you have to make sure the vehicle's unlocked before you can get in. We do not have the passive entry, but they do open up nice and wide. It should make very easy to get in Tucker's child safety seat, which I don't have just yet. You can see it is sitting over there. I will be filming that momentarily. If you want to see that, be sure and hit subscribe, because I will have a point of view installation there. I do appreciate on these back doors how we still get that Merlot leather design on the doors. We still get the chrome trim. We still get the gloss black, but it's just not a plain door back here in the back. I like how the seats are still the Merlot color. I like how the back seat is not forgotten about. We'll go ahead and climb in behind myself at 5'10". Surprising amount of room. It's actually very comfortable back here. I do have this cutout for my knees behind myself. We'll go ahead and close the door here. Unfortunately, no air vents on the back of the center console. That's something that I think we are really missing here as this vehicle approaches $40,000. It's just under $39,000 as spec'd. And I feel like at that price point, we are missing air vents back here. It's just something that has become more and more common since this vehicle first hit the market. No map storage pocket here, but we do have a map storage pocket there. We do get some storage in the door, and we do also get fold down center armrest with 2 cup holders. Nice storage here. Coming to me, it's okay on the headroom, but yes, if I sit upright and back, my head is touching the ceiling back here. So, I mean, it is a compact hatchback sedan-based platform, so you do know that you are going to be limited on space back here. But for me, the average American male, I can ride back here just fine. I did want to show you one more thing back here in the back, and that was the 60/40 split folding rear seats. It is a button right here over the shoulder, and then the seat folds down, and you have a decent amount of pass-through space here with a nice transition between the two. So you have that big wall just under the hatch opening, so you don't have to worry about things rolling out, but a nice smooth transition from seat back to the rear cargo storage area. But that is enough of a tour of this one. Let's hop behind the wheel and see how it performs. Okay, so now that you can see me and the Merlot interior, I am clashing a little bit with my GT Garage Talk Red, but we will not linger on that too much. I did want to show you Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, or CarPlay in the instance here. It is a fully touchscreen operation, which I do appreciate. Even though it is a little bit of a reach, I can also use the command knob here, which works out very nicely for me as well. So multiple options. I like options. Options work. But I do like the fact that it is touchscreen in CarPlay even while you are moving. So I can go to my music right there. And yes, a very simple operation even while in motion. So I do like that a lot. But now that we are actually here driving it, I can talk about we have 2 drive modes down here. We have sport and off. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in sport. We do also have a manual mode with paddle shifters for our 6-speed automatic transmission. I typically have left it in full automatic mode. I have gotten a lot of comments on previous videos of this vehicle that the 6-speed is a little archaic, but in my time with it, it works quite well. I have had nary a complaint with it. In fact, we're going to go ahead, come to a full stop here, floor it, and set off. We got a little wheel spin, and we are moving. We are in sport mode, fully automatic, and this thing is quite quick. Even if the horsepower numbers seem a little low for this to truly be considered a hot hatch, since it does start with a 2, not a 3. Small, minor details, but I have been impressed with this vehicle. While we are talking about the transmission, I don't feel like it's ever really been hunting. Like, it doesn't give a lot of lag. Even there cruising as I slammed my foot on the accelerator, no big lag there from the engine. And in sport mode, it is holding the gear a little bit longer. So sport mode really does help keep you in that power band and keep you from wanting more from the engine and transmission. Turning off sport mode and just driving around, it is still quite peppy, quite spunky, quite spry and ready to go. This is a very fun car to drive in traffic or on a twisty East Texas back road like we have here. The suspension is sport tuned, and we have that G vectoring control all-wheel drive, meaning we do have power at all 4 corners, but this is still a front drive biased platform, which is one reason why I compared it so much the last time I had it to the Audi A3, because that too is just a Jetta in different clothes. It is a front wheel drive, 4-cylinder based powertrain that, wow, we've got some water on the road here. What is going on? But it is a front-wheel drive, 4-cylinder powered sports sedan. And yes, here we have a front-wheel drive based all-wheel drive sports hatchback. And this is a premium product from a brand starting to punch above their weight. Yes, the price has grown by $2,000 since the last time I tested this spec, but we are still under $40,000 here. The last Audi 3 I tested was an S3, and this is $22,000 more affordable than that Audi. Unfortunately, that is not a fair comparison because that does have over 300 horsepower and over 300 pound-feet of torque, and it does punch well above the weight class of this Mazda 3 hot hatch, semi-hot hatch, and is not an apples to apples comparison in price, in power, in anything other than size. But I will say Audi has stepped up their game with style, with the interior and exterior style, while Mazda's have stayed consistent. This is the same interior we saw 2 years ago, the last time we tested this vehicle, and I do long for a refresh here. I really do like this platform. I really do like this vehicle. I'd be okay if we bought this one. Woo! Get a little bumps there from the imperfections in the road, but again, it doesn't beat me up here with this sport tuned suspension. But yes, I would be very happy to own this vehicle. I think it would work well enough for our family, given that my daily driver is still the same size class of vehicle. You saw earlier just how much space I had behind myself at 5'10", but if you do want to see more of what this looks like for our family, you can hit the subscribe button down below and ring the bell so you are notified when our family review drops later this week. Holly will be behind the wheel. I will have installed Tucker's child safety seat you can see behind me. And yes, it will be a full family focused review as opposed to me curving corners at a decent rate of speed back here on my favorite driving roads in East Texas. Now, as we are getting towards the end of the twisty bits, I can say the suspension is a little on the softer side for what I would really want to do here on these corners, but for a daily drivable semi-hot hatch, as I've been calling this, it is quite the fun vehicle, quite the fun experience. I would also like slightly better tires. I have not had the best experience with Bridgestone line of tires, and I do know that the Michelin Pilot Sport series of tires are much grippier and would hold you to the road a whole lot better than what we get here from these Bridgestones. These are not super sticky tires. I don't get that same gravel being thrown up experience that I get from some stickier, more performance-oriented tires. But again, talking about this being a semi-hot hatch and being a daily livable semi-hot hatch, I do believe these Bridgestone Potentas lend themselves to being a better day in, day out tire than an all-out performance. I am getting a little bit of plow through these corners here, and I think that is mostly due to those tires. It's just a little bit of a shortcoming here on this highly textured pavement. I would expect a little bit better grip from a performance-oriented hatchback than what I am getting here. But that about does it for my time with this 2025 Mazda 3 hatchback. If you want to know more, you can go to our website, gtgaragetalk.com, where you'll find links to everything from there. You can even read a story about this and see all of our pictures of this vehicle, as well as everything else we're testing. You can also find us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it, everything is at GT Garage Talk. Let's see, throw it in this corner here. Yeah, we get a little bit of just let down from those tires. But yes, that is all. And until next time, gearheads, bye.